All right, Convergence, episode 7, season 2, The Last of Us. So I see online, man, this has been a pretty divisive episode. And it's kind of cool that we have somebody who hasn't played the games because I'm really curious to see what you have to say about this. And I'll just come right out and say I kind of feel sorry for you, man, because you don't really know what you're missing. I hate that I've seen the games
That's
because
fair. That's fair.
I kind of expect certain things. And I kind of wish I was in your shoes because I didn't have nothing to base it on. I was like, man, I want to take this in like brand new, fresh, man. But I don't know, man. I just feel like you're getting robbed of some good shit. But yeah, I didn't care for this episode, man. I was really disappointed. I just my main gripe is with Ellie, man. That just to me, they've really butchered her character. Like they've made her into like some type of kid. I'm not getting that revenge based aggression that should be there. It's like they're trying to dumb her down, if that makes sense. I hated the Owen and Mel death scene. It's just, again, I'm so used to the fucking game, and it's like my mind instantly wants to expect that's what's going to happen. And I get it. They changed shit here and there, but it's like the way they changed it just made Ellie look like a fucking loser, for lack of a better term. Like it just really rubbed me the wrong way. Like they made it into an accident, and then I hated the ending. I didn't really like Jesse, man. They kind of changed him too. Like he's gotten getting snippy with Ellie and shit, and the whole the whole island sequence. I didn't understand why that was put in there. That was just kind of out of left field. There's some stuff that happens later on that
It
I don't want to
was.
spoil. I don't want to spoil anything that happens, but I think maybe that's what they were trying to do to set that up somehow. But again, I don't want to give anything away for choice sake. But and then the end was just fucking horrible with Ellie. I didn't mean to hurt them. Like, what? Yes, you did. You came to Seattle to hurt these motherfuckers and find Abby. Like, what are you talking about? And then the stupid cutaway at the end when Abby raises the gun. No, 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 no. Like, dude, get the fuck out of here, bro. Really, really CW that shit. Because in the game, Abby just lifts a gun and it cuts to black. Ellie doesn't do that stupid no, no, no bullshit. But yeah, man, I just hate Ellie. Again, not the actress. I'm not trying to get on that train. Not the actress at all. I just hate what they've done to her character.
So the whole island thing. She gets on a boat, goes out there,
Mm.
gets captured by and you already busted me because I'm bad with fucking names. The fucking smiley people.
Scars.
Seraph,
Yeah, the
Seraphites
scars,
or
seraphites,
scars.
whatever.
Yeah.
And they have her strapped up, and then there's an explosion. Okay, they just let her. Why'd they let her go? I mean, they could have just fucking been donezo. They're gonna fucking kill her anyway. But no, oh, there's an explosion over there. Everything drops, and conveniently, her fucking gun's still there on the ground. She just
Yeah,
that
it
was
was.
that was just fucking dumb, man. I don't that's the main thing that really irritated me. And then also, I'm with you. I mean, yes, so we get it. The chick's pregnant. She's got a baby coming, whatever, and you're a soon-to-be mother, so you're getting attached. But no, but that's not why you're here. And I kind of wish I had played the game in a sense because the way the character is in the game sounds a lot more intriguing and fun to be a part of that experience as opposed to this. Well, you phrased it very well. This whole CW experience, and
Well, let me cut
so
you off
so
real
she
quick.
so
So
she now hold on. So she goes to the fucking island, and then like she gets let go because they're fucking idiots, and then she just leaves the island again. She's like going back. I mean, all this shit. I mean, I get it. She chased them over there just to come back. I mean, you got away. There's obviously some activity going on because there's an explosion. Why wouldn't you use this opportunity and like all the action going on somewhere else? That could really mask your approach. You could really sneak in there probably a little easier. Granted, that means there's like a heightened awareness in the area because there's some combat going on. But as long as you're not in the shit, I mean, you could probably get some. You probably get closer. And doesn't it seem like maybe that's where Abby might be, where all the where the activity is? I mean, you saw them all get on a boat and come out here, supposedly. I just why did you leave? Were you scared? I mean, were you they strung you up and you oh I just better leave now. Did they even say why she left? Was there any did she say something to herself like, well fuck, I better get off the island now? I mean, it's just so fucking dumb, dude. That there's so many holes in this episode as a viewer and that I was just like, what is going on? You know, and at least they have kept her character somewhat consistent in the sense that she is she's very emotional about this baby thing. Um, but yeah, man. I mean,
Yeah.
the
Which I mean,
vengeance side sounds better.
to her credit, she does have some sympathy in the game. But I saw a tweet the other day that perfectly summed it up, and I even showed Tula. Someone said something along the lines of, in the game, they try to fight her. Like Mel tries to fucking stab her, and Ellie has to like fight her off, and then she just kills her in self defense. But here it's like you took all that and you turned it into fucking accident, like a child shooting a gun and killing both of them, and it just didn't make sense. Um, and then as far as the island, like I said a while ago, I think they were
What is
setting
going on
something
with the
up.
fucking island?
I'm trying to find a way to say it without spoiling anything, but
Just fucking
I just
spoil it, man. They've spoiled it.
There's
well,
nothing. There's nothing to spoil, dude. Like that's obviously where they are. That's where they live. That's their home base. The Seraphites' home base.
sure,
You see Isaac, because at first I thought, Isaac and all them. That's the backup that we hear on the radio for Tommy. And I'm like, well, damn, you seeing all these people going after Tommy, and you're still saying screw him. I'm going to the aquarium. I was like, what?
yeah,
And then I was like, oh, they're going to the Seraphite Island. I was like, oh, okay, okay. Like that didn't compute for me at first. I was like, oh, but yeah, all they're doing is just doing I mean, you guys watch all the Marvel movies. They're just doing like they're marvelizing a little
yeah.
point, so you can expect that
That's what I figured.
in the next season. So that's all they're trying to do, and they're using, I guess, Ellie's storyline to do it. But
Yeah, because Abby is the one who goes on the island in the game, so I think that's what they were trying to do. But they just had Ellie do it here, and it just, like you said, it was a precursor, I guess. But
It
it felt so out of left
it's
field to me.
it's still it felt out of left field for me, and I haven't played the game. It just felt really awkward. And then the ending scene was I thought was trash. I didn't. No, I mean,
Yeah,
come on, dude.
yeah.
What is this? What is this? 19 fucking
Well,
60s cliffhanger bullshit. I mean,
yeah. I mean, they got to hook
come on,
the
dude.
non
That's
gameplay.
very
The people like you, the people who haven't played the games, they got to hook y'all. Like, oh, did she live? Did she die? And I give them credit for it. You got to hook the viewers,
obviously
but
she
it's like
obviously she fucking lives, man. I mean, that's so dumb.
that's what I'm saying. It's like,
Let's give us something. Let's give us something else to really sink our teeth into, like, or to have a conversation about. Obviously, she fucking lives. They greenlit the next fucking season.
mhm. Shit.
So, Last of Us, Joel's dead. So what? Now she's dead. Now what? Abby becomes the main character? Fuck no, dude. Obviously she lives. It's fucking dumb. Give us something better to have a discussion about, to look forward to, other than like, is she alive? Of course she's
Yeah,
fucking alive, man. You see it in the
yeah.
previews for the next season, I'm sure, when it comes out. It's just like that's just dumb. That's a very amateur
It's
fucking
valid.
cliffhanger
It's a valid
approach.
complaint. Yeah, it's a valid
Yeah.
complaint.
now my main issues with this episode, because it's a hard task to make an adaptation like this, especially when it's already a built-in fan base. I mean, you already see with like Star Wars people, they're going to come at it with a fine-tooth comb. The Halloween people, they're going to come at it with a fine-tooth comb. You're making another Halloween movie. So this, how far do they stray for the game? Are our choices going to be good? Um, and what have you. So it's a tough deal. But for me, the main issue was, I guess, the narrative, or from the narrative perspective, and really the philosophies. They're talking about community and all this stuff about community. And then, a lot of things were told to us versus shown. I'll say this while it's still in my mind. The scene that Isaac has with, which I believe is the lady that is wearing her, that we see in the game, that's wearing her headphones in the hospital. basically whose son is in the basement that she
Right.
left in, right? And you talk about community. You're just gonna leave your sacrifice your child like that or not, regardless. What would you do for your loved one? Because to me, that's the most interesting part, and to see everyone's philosophies. Well, for me, it feels like in this episode, well, first off, the show not tell, Abby's character is supposed to be, according to Isaac in this episode, the future of the WLFs, right? She's the leader. She's essentially the next of kin. But I'm like, what have we seen from her this whole season that demonstrates any sort of leadership, prowess, or to show us that she is? The only time we see her, she's crying at her father's grave. She's crying and pouting. She's not really leading anything, and she's, you know, we see what happened with Joel, but I don't really see any leadership there. But Isaac told us, so there it is. I guess she is. That was one issue. You know, it's funny because both actors are great, you know, fantastic actors. But I'm the whole time they're going through that scene, I'm just like, I don't know about that. But then about community. So automatically I was like, this is kind of short circuiting. I was like, all right, so what is community? And it's always this real community, meaning no man left behind, do whatever to protect your kind, to protect your loved ones, to protect the community of Jackson, which apparently the Seraphites have that down pat, because you cross them, you know, they don't care, they axe you. Even the kids are like, you know,
Unless there's an explosion somewhere else, then they'll let you free.
Yeah, unless you got Potter. Also, I was thinking it's less energy just to slice her, you know, just to slice her guts open than to actually cut her down and all that stuff so quickly.
Exactly.
But
Jeez,
what are they gonna do?
Or chest castrator.
I didn't say it. You said it that time.
The term, I was thinking of the term. I couldn't think of it. I was like, I missed that one. But the sense of community. Are we going to protect our own, no man left behind, or are we going to keep pretending like the show basically has been hammering away at us? It seems this whole performative greater good. What's this greater good? We step foot outside, we see Seraphites, you know, who knows what they're just gutting you. Their children they indoctrinate their children to act that same way too. They scar their face. I mean, they're hardcore. They don't want, you know, this greater good. They're protecting their own. It's inward. The wolves, we already know what they're all about. So we have this scene where Ellie is now supposed to be defending the Seraphites and trying to attack the wolves to save that Seraph. Remember that? Where she's with Jesse behind the box and watching it, and I'm thinking like, these were the people that you entrusted, and you were like so upset about Joel saving you from, and that you entrusted them with the supposed to be the cure of the world, and now you're gonna, they're the bad guys now. Now you're gonna go try to save this Seraphite. Like, what's going on here? And then Dina, all of a sudden, she has second thoughts now that Ellie told her about what happened in Salt Lake City, about, you know, what could have happened with the cure. And like, again, with this cure thing, it's like,
yeah, it's dumb.
What's going to happen? Assume it to be true. Even if you assume it to be true, are they going to share it with anybody? They're not going to share it with anybody. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're safe. And so you're gonna trust these people. Again, that doesn't compute. But this whole performative good, greater good, or community, we constantly see Ellie side with this performative greater good throughout the whole shebang, all the way down to the pike. Because even the scene with Jesse, where they split, and he's going after Tommy, you know, you're all about the community. All right, well, make sure Tommy's good first, and then you go after Abby, or you know what I mean? It's like, what's driving these people? So these philosophies always conflict. And then Jesse saying that I am coming out here to save you because you're part of my community and all this stuff. And then he's telling us, essentially the audience, I know that you, Ellie, will go through hell and back if I was out there alone. I'm saying, well, I don't know. Maybe if is it something that I don't know what these characters believe in. And then when Ellie's telling Dina about this, it's not, oh, he saved me, but he did this to these other people. What do you mean did this to these other people? These other people were going to kill you. Did this to these other people. He saved you. Just like you were going to try to save that Seraphite from the wolves. Just like, Jesse's trying to save you. What is this? Like, is this whole, nobody wants to be saved, but then everyone's saying that they would be if they're in a situation. Like, I don't understand, man. Like, it doesn't compute. They don't have the same, their philosophies aren't, there's no through line for me. You know what I mean? So other than that, that was my main thing that I was kind of tippy with, is like, where do these people land on that? And then you're looking at the wolves. Well, they're going to create a cure for, humanity or this virus, but you're letting a freaking 8-month pregnant woman out there, in the line of fire. Like, why are you even letting her out of the freaking stadium, out of the camp? I'm like, what?
Yeah, no. It was a lot of. I'm glad you brought up that scene where Ellie was like, "We need to save him. He's just a kid," and she's not the warrior survivor instinct smart soldier. She's a oh dude yeah I don't,
right.
You would be fucking dead. You would both be fucking dead. What are you doing? There's more of them than there are of us. It's not our war. The guy is right that she was with, it's like, oh my God, dude.
And I'll give credit to them for, even though when I was watching, I was like, wow, this is bonkers. The aquarium confrontation, where Ellie is, after shooting Owen, now trying, almost like she's game to try to do a C-section on this that woman was like, what are we doing here? Okay, now if you're gonna do that, that would be a great turning back point. When she sees that and she's like, all right, now I'm down to do this. And she's like, wow, maybe this is a bad idea. Maybe I'm not up to this. Let's go home. You guys are, you're right. Jesse, you're right. Maybe then she's having that conversation with Jesse in the theater, saying like, Tommy, Jesse, I just want to go home. This isn't for me. And it's almost, then that, for me, that would kind of make it, make that whole, if you're going to have her go so far as to try to essentially deliver the baby off a wolf, of someone that you shot, then okay, that's your good turning back point. And then the tragedy would be, all right, I came to Jesus a little too late, because now it's caught up to me in the form of Abby saying, nah, you still gotta pay penance before you go back. I don't care if you made up your mind. Versus right then and there, she still wants to go after Joel in the theater, basically having a conversation with Tommy, like, so she still gets to live? Yeah, okay, well, I feel like we're yin-yanging a lot. Like, are you down for the vengeance, or are you not? Are you want to get Abby? Yeah. Or you don't? Do you think this is right? Do you think what he did is right or not? Did he save me, or did he do this to these people? Is this cure? You know what I mean? I'm like, this and that. But I think that conflict that she had, I think would, at the end of the theater, I'm like, all right, well, she's down. She's like, all right, let's go home. Maybe you guys are right. This is done. And then the circumstances essentially come back to haunt her in the form of Abby, and the theater being it's too late. Then I'd be like, all right, but that that whole part at the end, I was like, hey, I give them credit for swinging for the fences. And if you wait to the end, I think it was, forgive me, I don't remember her name, but the other writer, not Neil, but the woman, Gross, I think her name was.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Basically said, Mason told me that it was Craig's idea to throw that in there. So I was like, all right, so swinging for the fences, but all
Hmm.
right, I mean, if you're gonna do it, then do it. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of going in and out, like little
Yeah.
tipping our finger here, seeing if the stove is hot, and then we don't want to totally go there, and then we want to come back, and then we want to do all these things. So it's like I don't know. That was just my two main things: is the philosophical narrative of these characters. You know what I mean? Are you in it to win it? Are you about your community? And because it just seems like these monologues just come out, and I'm like, well, that's not really what I think I've seen from you. But other than that, the positives, the obviously set design's great. Obviously, you see they should definitely win a was it for television Tony Award or an
Emmy.
Emmy, Emmy for set design. Absolutely no question about it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Hmm.
And yeah, I think oddly enough, even though we're saying, well, it may not have been the best season finale. I think the third season, Abby's story offers kind of more of a straightforward, narrative to where we can. I think they can either right the ship, or I anticipate season three being um, more focused or more in line with the source material, or it gives them a little more freedom to kind of do what they want. That I
Yeah.
guess won't yo-yo people too much, but I don't know. We'll see.
So in the game, do the Seraphites catch her on the island and she just gets off haphazardly like that?
That's
Or what the
told.
fuck?
That's just told. That was just thrown in for the TV show.
God damn, why even throw that in there? That makes I don't
Well,
know,
I
man.
think it's what Mike said earlier. It
That
just wanted to allude to what's coming. I guess. Yeah.
that scene bothers me how they just how they just fucking just let her go.
Hmm.
It would just they could have still I don't know, man. I'm being real nitpicky now, I guess. I just some of the I mean to me these aren't minor little things you can just like I mean, as a viewer, if it bothers you that much, there's a couple things that bothered me in this episode, and you guys as well. It's like, damn, you started off so well, in my opinion, and just to make some real strange choices, man. That just didn't really contribute to the overall viewer experience. In my opinion, I don't know, man.
Where do you stand on Ellie? Like, what are you getting from her? Do you get that? Do you get that rageness from her, or no?
No, she wants she wants to kill. I believe she wants to kill Abby for sure. But she doesn't want to hurt anybody else, supposedly. And if they get in the way, then they get in the way. I mean, she's not a diehard combative. She's not a soldier, dude. She's not a soldier. She's not a soldier. She's not a. I mean, she has a vendetta.
That's probably what they're going for.
Yeah, I mean that's what they're giving me. That's what they're giving me, which is fine. But I mean, I think that she's being true to how the show wants her character to be.
Yeah.
She's acting it out very very well. So nothing against her, like you said, but some of these scenes, man, were just I don't know, man, just very afternoon special. I mean, you have some scenes where it's fucking die hard, fucking violence, and oh man, they're doing it, man. We're going there, and
Mhm.
then just I don't know, dude. I it
It,
it it
consistency's all over
it
the
takes me
place.
out. Yeah, yeah. It takes me out of it. It makes me go, what the fuck? I mean, when you go, what the fuck in a movie or a show, it's just like then that opens the door. When you open the what the fuck door, then other things start to bother you too. So there
Hmm.
were a couple things in there. I'm glad that whenever she shot that dude, because there for a second I was like, well, that would have fucking hit the chick behind him at this close range. It only went through his neck. I mean, she's got to be hit too. And I was like, okay, cool. she got hit too. At least they're being true to physics, you know. And then they revealed that she was prego, and I was like, oh, well, hey man, this is this is what it is. What's she gonna do anyway? She's gonna deliver the baby, and then the baby's gonna fucking die. What is
Yeah,
she's gonna
yeah,
is she's gonna leave a note? Sorry, I killed the baby. I hit your car in the parking lot. I hit your car. Here's the What is she gonna take the baby fucking with her? No. I mean, what? I know she's acting in the moment because she's feeling
yeah,
her her
yeah.
her her mom feels, and all these things. But I don't know, man. Maybe because I've never had a kid. I don't fucking want one. But I don't know, dude.
And also, why not be like, hey, let's play it cool. She's pregnant. Let's not do anything rash. Why not just say it up front? You know, avoid all of
What do you
that.
mean? What do you
Like
mean?
when Ellie encounters them, Mel could be like, or Owen could be like, hey, chill. She's pregnant. Let's not do anything rash. Try to at least make it known. Unless they were going for that TV
Yeah.
shock, like, oh wait, she's pregnant.
Yeah, a way out.
Yeah,
Because you're dead. You're dead anyway, dude.
Yeah.
He's assuming that he's dead, and plus, you know,
yeah,
uh,
that's a good point.
conflict of interest. He doesn't want to give up where Abby is. Of course, he could just lie where Abby is.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good point.
that
It's a map. They could have pointed
right.
anywhere, but they need to point at the
Point was
same
anywhere.
spot, supposedly. But
But that's something that a conversation you can have. If someone holds us and tells us where so and so is, we're going to both agree to this. But I guess they didn't. That's not. They're not going to know what's going to happen.
yeah, 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 man. This has been my least favorite, or this has been the bottom of the stack for me, episode wise. It seems to be slowly kind of going downhill from a non-game player perspective in this storyline.
I was almost kind of wondering if we would have it. Again, because I'm always thinking like, how are they going to deviate? And
Mhm.
I wonder if they could have handled. I guess it wouldn't have made for good TikTok content, but maybe a stalker or somebody snuck in while she's holding up Owen and Mel, and then that kind of mixes it up, or I don't know what. But
I mean, shit, give me all the stalkers. That would have been better than what we got. I want more
yeah,
stalkers and infected.
yeah. I just think they kind of move. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what.
Playing it too safe, maybe.
I wasn't saying. I mean, they were swinging for the fences on that one, bro. What do you mean?
No, I just meant like in a hole with Ellie as a whole. I don't know
No, with
why
that
why
with
they.
Ellie, they just don't want to show her killing too many people. They don't. Yeah, I mean,
It's
they're
because the reason they do that is because they want the audience to root for her. They want her to be on Team Ellie. But if she's just going through blasting like a soldier would, like a survivalist would, like anybody else would in this fucking environment, if you don't have what if you can't give me what I need, you're donezo. So I mean, it's hard for like the non-gamer to attach to a character if they're just so diehard cutthroat soldier
That's,
killer 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 killer. So I see it, but I think they're executing it wrong
yeah,
personally.
it's a
yeah.
good way to put it.
Aside from the narrative gripes, I wanted to see because again, all these Dina, Ellie, Abby, they're all 5'1", 5'2", and this is a harsh world. I want to see them use their environment, be in situations, use the environment to their advantage and be crafty. And just, you could demonstrate how they've survived, because
Yeah,
it's a hard world. You have the damn infected who, who they have the spores, they got the fungi in the ground. So you have to avoid all them. Then if you're lucky to avoid all them, you got to make sure you don't run into these, crazy seraphites or these, stone cold, freaking army of the wolves. And who the hell knows who is out there? All these other cultists and stuff, the cannibal cultists from season one. There's so many people out there. So I thought, you know, that's what I liked so much about season one. Not only the relationship with Joel and Ellie, but it showed you even when Ellie was by herself being held captive by the
yeah, yeah.
cannibal, how she was resourceful, how she was manipulative to the guy, how she was able to handle herself in spite of her size, and you believed it. You're like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, this is. Everyone has their way of surviving. You know, if you were like a Jason Voorhees type, you're just boom, you're running through the walls, and you're just a freaking bat out of hell, full blunt force trauma. Everyone to hell with everyone. You know, but with her, she has to be a certain way, and it's more interesting that way. You're like, well, damn, how does she survive? She's an orphan. You know, she's had it hard. You know what I mean? And so it's like it it almost feels like, you know, the second season it's being judged unfairly if you approach it, if you just start season two and you didn't watch season one and it's its own show, but
Mm.
you're going to see it differently, and you're just basing it on its own merit. If you watch season one, are familiar with the source material, now you're folded into a certain way to look at it. But it's just, I wanted more of that, is basically what I'm saying, from, you know, from all the characters. You can see how they all survive. You know, we know Tommy can basically handle, it seems like a hell of a lot. I mean, there was like, they're calling for backup. I don't know what the hell kind of hell he was raising. But that's what I kind of wanted to see. I guess that's what I was missing from the season, or at least wanted to see, was more of how Ellie traversed the land and was able to, you know, basically use all that she learned from Joel, all that, to see her survive in this world versus, you
Yeah.
know, being saved, Deus Ex Machina with Jesse against the stalkers. Although, you know, they're showing how dangerous the world is. I get it, but you know what I mean, and all that, and how all of a sudden around Dina, she doesn't know north from south or east from west, or like, you know what I mean. Like she's Ellie's better than that. You know what I mean. She knows how to, she knows how to handle it. She got back to the theater quick. She went to the hospital and back to the theater without having, you
Yeah.
know, to call a friend. Dina, hey, how do I get it? Which way's north? You know, how do I get out of here? What's this? But that's all I was missing. So, you know, just more of that I would have wanted. But I guess, you know, it's a tough gig. You can't please everyone, and it's a lot to cram into
Hmm.
seven episodes.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's more, to me, it's more than just pleasing everyone. It's still, there's some basic foundations of storytelling that I think that they're missing out on, as far as these the this last episode was just so, you were fucking all over the place, man. Some of these episodes have been like that. And I think they're, oh man, I'm just missing some opportunities, I think, to really elevate the show. So,
What I don't get
and in
is
some spots save the show, because some of the choices that have been made recently are pushing me away. So I was like, cool, man. Last episode, let's fucking go. This is like Last of Us. Yeah, this is the last show. Anyway,
I don't get to seven. Like, why not do a comfortable 8 episodes? You know, that's a standard, if not 10, a healthy 8. Like seven is just so disjointed. It feels
it's
so
all budget,
incomplete.
man. It's all boils down to
I
budget,
get
man.
it. I get
Production.
it.
So
I
you know
get it.
that,
I
but
get it. But
See, but we say stuff like that. Budget. Okay.
shit, Game of Thrones did 10 seasons for 6 years in a row on a huge budget. So with
Well, thing,
dragons,
you mean 10 episodes?
or 10 episodes. Yeah, sorry. I don't know.
right. But you know how much it cost, that whole water sequence? I'm sure it cost a pretty penny.
Sure.
Sure.
But what was the payoff from a narrative
Yeah.
perspective? I mean, this is
What,
amazing.
what was the
Right,
payoff?
they totally tanked apparently this finale. So it's like, how do you use the budget is more, you know, I feel like that was a misallocation of budgetry, if you
Yeah.
will.
Ooh,
And
French.
Monday morning quarterbacking, uh, the subway sequence, you know, back, I think, what was it, second episode, third, fourth?
Yeah,
That
something
was
like
great.
Yeah.
That was, I wanted more time in there, and I wanted more.
Yeah.
You know, I feel bad for the second time. Like, these guys built this amazing set. It
was
must have been so
incredible,
much
dude.
fun as an actor to be there, you know, crew and all this stuff. I wanted more time there. I mean, you know, maybe have it like be with the wolves are going after them, and they have to, you know, they have to go through the wolves and the infected, and then,
Mhm.
maybe how are they going to traverse, make that a tougher sequence to get through. Um, and then again, we get to see their craftiness. We get to see how they work, and it's in service to the narrative because they were in pursuit, and now they're trying to get to safety, and then that's how they get to the theater. So just smart stuff like that, in conjunction with the whole, overarching question of the performative greater good. What would you have done? Which essentially to me is, would you have allowed strangers to kill your loved ones unbeknownst to you and without their without their permission? Or would you do everything in your power to save those that you love? I think for me, that answer is pretty obvious.
What'd be funny is if they build up season 3 and it leads to that moment in the theater, and they end it the same way with her shooting Ellie, and it's another cliffhanger for season 4.
Oh, cliffhanger.
Holy shit!
I have to wait 5 years to see what the hell goes on, dude.
Troy hates that idea. Look at him.
I just, they just could have done some really things. I don't know, man. They made some poor choices, man. A lot of great choices, but unfortunately, like an experience at a restaurant, you don't remember all the great things. You remember the couple of bad things. It's like bad news travels faster and further.
That's the kind of cliffhanger that you make if you know you got another season coming. If you don't, I don't think they make the same decision. They only had budget for this season, and they were, we'll see at the end if we're going to renew. I don't know if they ended. They stopped second season here, but you got season 3 coming.
I mean, is this how the game in the first? I assume the game was in different parts, and they're like, "Oh, you want to buy the next expansion? Figure out if Ellie gets fucking blasted in the face or not." Is this where the game did it by chance? Are they just being true to the game in that regard, or no?
In the breakoff points, pretty much. I mean, I'll let Zach talk.
I was just gonna say, in the game, you kind of go back and forth like they're doing here. Like it ends here about midway, and then you play all through Abby's story, basically.
You play as Abby as well.
Yeah, you play as both of them, Abby and Ellie.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
interesting. Okay.
All this talk, man. I actually want to play the second game again. I want to play both of them again. It's been a long time.
But it all converges to the same point. So
yeah.
And they tip that to the viewer because it says Seattle day 1. She's walking out. So you're like, oh, okay, so we're going back.
Yeah,
we're going through her days. So
I don't know, man.
That was kind of cool seeing the Seahawks stadium too. Little note there. It's cool to see what happens to a big place like that in an apocalypse.
The great setup.
Yeah.
Setup.
Yeah. Well,
all right, boys.
We'll be here to talk about season 3 in 4 years when it comes out. So I'm looking forward to it. But hey, seriously, thank you, Mike, for doing this with us, man. It's been fucking awesome talking to you. Hopefully we can find more shit to talk about, man. I love bullshitting with you. I don't know what the next project is that we could talk about, but hopefully we'll find something with a lot of heart and a lot of passion.
Yeah, passion. Something Italiano. Fucking guy.
But seriously though, thanks again, man. It's always great talking to you guys. You too, Troy. I love you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah,
thanks, man.